Hi, I'm Sharon. Welcome to Island Doctors Yoga. I'm going to have you start by standing and taking your feet a little bit apart. And when you do this, you can look down and bring your weight underneath your big toe, underneath your little toe, along the outside of your feet, and back on your heels. And then I'm going to have you check in with your knees. If your knees are locked out, that brings your whole body forward. We don't want to do that. We want to have soft knees, meaning you can have a little bit of a bend in your knees. And then I'm going to have you bring your hands to your hips and think about your pelvis. Your pelvis is like a big bowl. And if your bowl is tipped forward, if it were a bowl, water could fall out of it. We don't want it tipped forward. We also don't want it tipped back. So you want to try to position your pelvis so it's neutral. When you do this, it takes that big curve that is typically in people's backs and softens it so it's not pronounced. And then your rib cage is not protruding out. It's tucked in a little, and then if your shoulders are up next to your ears, you want to roll them back, bringing your arms forward, and your head is in line over your neck. You can take some nice deep inhales here, in through the nose, out through the nose. And have you breathe. And just feel this alignment in your body. It might feel funny to you. It might feel like you have to do a lot of work to stay in this position. You're engaging your muscles here. You can soften your face by smiling. I'm going to have you bring your hands clasped together underneath your chin. On an inhale, your elbows lift and your head goes back a little. Exhaling through the mouth, you bring your elbows together and the head comes back down. So you're making like a circle. Inhaling up. Exhale, elbows together, head comes down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And then you can bring your arms down by your side. I'll have you lift your shoulder up, back, down, and around. So first one shoulder, and then the other shoulder. So moving each shoulder one at a time. You can inhale your arms up overhead, bringing the palms of your hands together, crossing your thumbs, pulling your fingertips toward the ceiling. And then for me, my elbows are straight. If you can straighten your elbows, that's great. That will help elongate your spine. If you can bring your head in between these arms, that's great too. If you can't and your arms are like this and that's the best you can do, then that is absolutely fine. You want to work toward getting your head in between your arms and them fully extended. Really feel a deep, deep stretch in the back of your body. And then slowly exhale your arms down. Arms come down by your side, palms facing out, soft knees. Breathing. Inhale your arms up again. This time I'm going to have you grab hold gently of one wrist and open up your side. Hold and breathe, feeling that whole side body open. Arms come up, exhaling them down. Inhale, arms up. Taking hold of the other wrist gently, opening up the other side body. Exhale your arms down by your side. Inhale your arms up. Actually, I'm going to move so now I have the back of the chair here. Inhale your arms up overhead. I'll have you bring your palms together again, crossing your thumbs, pulling your fingertips toward the ceiling. You can either remain here, or if it's comfortable for you, you can bring your head back. Head comes back in between your arms, and your arms come down. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, bringing them onto the back of the chair. Coming forward over the chair, lifting your heart here. Once you've lifted your heart, I'll have you step one leg back. It comes back. Toes are still facing the same direction as the front foot. Feeling that stretch in your calf. So you either stay here and hold and breathe, or you can bring one arm up and hold and breathe, or both arms up. Please keep in mind that keeping your hand on the chair, if that's what keeps you balanced and safe and comfortable, then that is what you do. There's nothing wrong with holding on to that chair. Exhale, bringing your hands to the chair, stepping that foot forward, standing in your mountain pose for a few breaths. Inhale your arms up overhead. Exhale, folding over the chair. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step the other foot back. It stays in that same direction as the front foot. The front knee bends. You feel a stretch in your calf. And then opening up one arm, holding onto the chair, holding on with two arms, or releasing both arms into the air. Any issues with your balance, please remain with your hands on the chair. Exhale your arms down, stepping your foot back to the chair, standing in your mountain pose. I'm going to hold on to the chair and step both of my feet out. They're going to come wider than my hips, and I'm going to push my hips back toward the wall. I'm bringing my head in between my arms. If you have any sort of issues with your head getting low and it's not comfortable, you can have your head up. We're trying to keep a straight back here. Feeling that length in your spine. Breathing. Lifting yourself back up and stepping back toward your chair, standing in mountain pose. going to use the chair here for balance. I'm going to step into warrior. There's lots of options here. If you feel more comfortable being in a seated warrior, then I'm going to have you come over to the front of the chair, and you're going to use the base of the chair for your warrior. You're going to bend and come onto that back of the front thigh and bring your foot out and open up your arms here. If you feel more comfortable standing and coming into warrior, you're using the headrest of the chair, stepping your foot back. It's at an angle, so it doesn't slide. It's locked in back there. You bend this front leg and bring that arm out. So using that chair for balance is one option. You're either on the chair, you're holding the chair, or you can bring your hand up and look out over your hand. So any of those options work. Holding and breathing. Straightening that leg, bringing your hand onto the chair, stepping that leg back to meet the other leg, and standing in your mountain pose. I'm going to move my chair. You do not have to. I'm going to move my chair so my back isn't facing you. Actually, I will have my back facing you. I'll show you from the other view what this can look like. So bending that front leg, using that chair for balance, and opening up the back arm, bringing my gaze over my front arm, or lifting my arm up, bringing my gaze over those front fingers. Hand comes to the front of the chair, other hand stepping back and standing in your mountain pose. In your mountain pose, remembering all those little parts that we just talked about. You have soft knees, your weight is on the outside of your feet as well as your heels. And then if you have a wall, you can use the wall to help you here. We're going to stretch this part of our thigh. So for some people, if you just bring your knee up onto the chair, you might be getting a nice stretch here. You can also kind of reach down and grab hold of your pant leg to help you, or you can reach down and grab hold of your foot. So that might be a really deep stretch for you, and you stay there, or you can bring yourself up into a balanced pose. You might want to kick that leg back a tiny bit until you get a stretch. So it depends on your body. It depends on where you're tight. It also depends on your balance. Then bringing that foot up, releasing it. You can bring it to the ground. You can bring it up on the chair. You can take hold of your pants or your ankle or your foot and just bring it out a tiny bit and just maybe move, kicking it a few times and releasing that down to the ground. We'll do the same thing with the other knee. So first starting out and then deciding if in your body this is where you feel a stretch. If you're really tight here, then that's where you feel a stretch. That's where you stay. Maybe you reach down and grab hold of your pant leg, or maybe you reach down and grab hold of your foot. Using that chair for balance. If you do come off of it, holding on. Finding in your body where you feel that stretch. Again, remembering that everybody is tight in different places in their body. What might be a stretch for you is not a stretch for somebody else. relaxing that leg back down to the chair, reaching down, grabbing hold of either your, I'm going to do this on the other side, grabbing hold of your ankle, maybe your pants or your foot, and just bringing that foot in and out a few times. And relaxing down to the ground, standing in your mountain pose. We're going to do a little bit of a sun salutation, and we're going to use the chair for balance. We're going to stand about 4 feet behind it. Inhale your arms up overhead, bringing your gaze up to your fingertips. Exhale, bringing your arms out halfway, bringing your heart toward that chair, bringing your hands out over the chair, coming down the sides of it, lifting your heart up, stepping that one foot in, the other foot out, at an angle, coming into warrior. Inhale, bringing your arms around, stepping that foot back in. Other foot goes out at an angle, bending that front leg, coming into warrior. Inhale, bringing your arms up, standing at your chair. Inhale your arms up one more time, bringing your gaze up to your fingertips. Exhale, folding over the chair. Inhale, lifting your heart away from the chair. Exhale, stepping that foot back at an angle. Inhaling up. Step. Exhale, stepping backwards. Inhaling into your warrior. Bringing your arm back around, stepping back up to the chair, standing in your mountain pose. We're also going to work on chair pose. In chair pose, I'm taking a few moments here to set yourself up, stepping your feet away from each other, pretending that you either have a wall, which you can go to a wall, or pretending that that wall is flat on your back and bringing yourself down, like you're sitting on a chair. One arm can come up, or both arms can come up. Slowly coming up and exhaling your arms down by your side. That's hard. Inhale, coming up high onto your toes. And slowly bending your knees again, trying to come up high on your toes as you bend your knees. Slowly, and then your feet come down onto the ground. Standing in your mountain pose and breathing. And this is a really good activity to help fire up your glute muscles. So I'm going to have you come back to the back of the chair. It's like you're a ballerina and you're standing with your feet like this. When you stand with your feet like this, you'll feel everything in your thigh area, your glutes. You'll feel that fire up. So you're standing and those muscles right here have to contract to bring you into this position and let you stay here. So from that contracted area, you're just going to lift your leg and just pulse it back a tiny bit. And then standing, other leg goes back a tiny bit. You're just lifting and lowering. Coming back down, standing in your mountain pose, bringing your feet back, forward. Breathing. And I'm going to have you sit in your chair. So you're going to find your way into a seated position that's comfortable for you. You can grab weights, or if you have little cans around, you can take 2 little cans, or you don't have to use anything. If you've been doing this a lot and you want to start to add a little bit of weight to what we're doing, then grab the weights. We're going to start by sitting on the edge of our chair, inhaling our arms up, and then pressing our elbows. You can either give yourself a hug here or twist your arms. If you twist your arms, you're relaxing and breathing. Maybe feeling a deep stretch in your shoulder. Just allowing that resistance to relax. And then slowly taking those arms, a hug or a twist. I think I just did this arm. Yeah, I just did that arm. Right? We're doing the opposite arms. Bringing your arms out and then down. And then you can use a little weight here if you want to. You don't have to use weights. We're going to inhale, bringing our arms up halfway. And it's like you have a pencil at each fingertip. You're moving your arms from your shoulders. So you're trying to engage those shoulders, and your shoulders are circling your arms around. If you're just whipping your arm around, then slow down and try to engage your shoulder. Tiny little circles. And then you can make those circles a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger. And then pause and bring those shoulders backwards. My shoulders are really burning. And I have no weight. If you add weight to this, it does get more difficult. And then slowly relaxing your arms down by your side. I'm going to take hold of my weights. They're like little 3-pound weights. 1 or 2 pounds is perfect. 3 gets a little heavy. Anything more than that can get really heavy. I'm going to have you shrug one shoulder up and then bring it down. Inhale up. Exhale down. One more time. Inhale and exhale. You can bring your weights onto your feet, onto your thighs, and then you can bring your feet onto the ground. So your feet are flat on the ground. You can adjust. You can put something underneath your feet. If you have a book or something, you can go ahead and do that if your feet are kind of hanging off the ground. Whatever you need to do to get yourself completely comfortable, completely relaxed. And then with a straight arm, you're going to inhale one arm up, twist, and then exhale it down. Inhale up, twist, and exhale down. Inhale, twist, exhale down. Inhale up, twist, exhale down. Inhale both up. Exhale down. And then see if everything is starting to compromise. When you do that, you might want a lighter weight. Everything starts to curl in. You really want to hold your shoulders down. You don't want your spine to curl forward. Trying to train these muscles to come into new positions rather than your habitual ones. My habit is to come forward, so making sure I don't do that. Inhale and exhale. You can bring your weights down by the sides of your body. And I'm going to have you make a C in your arms. You're starting to curl your arms. And like wings flapping, we're going to lift and exhale lower. But you're moving slowly and deliberately. And relaxing your hands, breathing. And have you bring your arms out. And then exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Exhale, lower, and leave your arms down. You can bend them and bring the weights to your thighs, breathing. And you bring your arms up, and you're going to bring your elbows and your forearms together. We're going to open and close. Inhale and exhale. Close. Bring your arms down. Place them on your legs. Sit up straight and breathe. You can move your weights off to the side. And I'll have you circle out your wrists. So, whoops, making some wrist circles. Placing your hands together, just pushing into your fingers a little bit, each side. And then you can roll out your ankles on one foot, making some circles one way and then the other. Other foot. Thank you for joining me for chair yoga. If you'd like to sit back and close your eyes and do a little meditation, then you are welcome to. Just softening your gaze or closing your eyes, allowing everything that we just did to come into your body and remain in stillness just a little bit longer. Or if you feel invigorated and you're ready to get up and start another activity, then that works too. Please ask any questions or get in touch with us for anything that we might be able to help you with, or if there's anything that needs to be answered, we're really happy to help. Thanks. Namaste.